After traveling through Portugal for nearly a year, I felt it was time for some slow, quiet time with myself before starting a new adventure somewhere else in the world, exploring new countries and new ways of living. As life often shows me exactly where to go next, I found this cute little place in the mountains of Austria, a farm and guest house that needed someone to do the house sitting. It felt like the perfect opportunity to be in nature, in a calm environment, with the luxury of having my own home for at least a month. Not only to rest and slow down, but also to work on some of my projects. And it actually looks a lot like my Pinterest dream board for a future place. Different buildings as a guest house with the cutest wooden rooms, a big barn with space for workshops or even a small cafe, a stable for animals, a tour room for lots of do-it-yourself projects, and a big cozy living room for family and guests with a warm fireplace. There's decor from the 70s, full of love and attention to detail, and a massive garden with chickens, homegrown vegetables, and fruit trees, all surrounded by big mountains with amazing hiking routes in summer and ski slopes in winter. And that's exactly what I picture when I romanticize life in the mountains. And then it even started to snow the whole night, and the next day everything was covered in white, and I decided to go for a walk. I'm just walking through winter wonderland. I actually don't know how I always end up in these places, but it's just happening. I was just talking with a friend about it. I'm finding the most random places, but I always have the best time here. Now it's off season, and the season will start in a few weeks. And I'm mainly there because the man who built that house, I don't know, 60 years ago, is getting a little older, and his daughter just wants someone to have an eye on him or cook some lunch for him or just give him a companion. And I really enjoy hanging around with older people who already did life and have a lot of experience and learnings and have mostly just a calm energy, at least the ones I meet. So I'm enjoying myself here, having a slow time. And although I have a quiet, relaxed time here, I also needed to have some me time. So I went on a walk, and this old man calls it Little Alaska, and it really looks like it. It's so nice and so peaceful. And I just wanted to clear some thoughts. Normally I'm pretty good at not being in my head too much and rather making decisions with my gut feeling and intuition. But sometimes we all have these days where you know that you don't have to stress at all and life is just happening, but you still do a little. So that's totally fine. I'm really aware and really good with not taking these feelings too serious, because it's just one day or a few hours of a day, so whatever. But still, I wanted to get some fresh air and just let my thoughts do what they want to do. And sometimes I just don't take the time to let them do their thing because I'm always kind of busy. So yeah, right now I'm thinking about where to go next and what to do in the next year and where I want to be and where I don't want to be. So normally I would be in India right now, but I felt that it's not the right time right now. I just needed to calm down first. And actually I only wanted to go to India because I heard a lot of good things about it. And a lot of people in Portugal told me that it's a really nice, interesting experience, but also a lot. So I forgot a little bit my own destination where I wanted to go, and it is South America. So I'm just remembering this. So in these days when I want to go to another country, I first check Workaway to see what kind of host and communities or places could be there or would be an option for me to stay there, because I love to be surrounded by locals or nice, interesting people and communities and see how they live and have interesting projects. And I'm not only the tourist who can pay for tourist attractions and do the regular stuff. I really want to have the full experience and the real experience, the authentic one. So yeah, I love Workaway. If I've not talked about it yet, it's not a sponsor, it's just something I really, really like. So I started Workaway, I think two and a half years ago when I first went to Portugal. And then I came back to Hamburg, did it again full time for 9 months now. And I really met the most interesting people, because you end up in places like that. And it's just so nice. And you don't even pay for it. So for me, it's not only about saving money, because it's mainly about the people I meet there, because most people doing that stuff have been also Workawayers before and know the game and experience a lot in their life and have nice views on this world and what's important and what's not important, because I think a lot of people forgot what's really important, the small but little things. So I feel really inspired. Yeah, and I will let you know what will be my final next destination. Maybe I already have a decision after that walk. Maybe it takes a few days. Normally it takes a few days and a few more walks. But I'm confident that I will just get over that one day here that is a little it's a little mind fog. Maybe you also know the book Unfog Your Mind. I like that a lot. Yeah, and now I will just enjoy and see what happens in this beautiful landscape. And that's your reminder to just go outside and take a walk and accept the feelings you have right now, because they will pass. Don't take them too serious. Just as this whole life, it's not that serious. Also, it sometimes seems like it. And I'm not saying it because I never experienced serious stuff or had hard times. I just learned out of that, and life is not that serious. It's just how serious we make it. Came back from a little hike in the mountains, just a small little afternoon walk on a Saturday, and the sun is shining so bright. I love it. When you have the sun, I don't care how cold it is, just about the rain that I don't like, because then I feel like you don't want to go outside and you just get cozy inside for a period of time. But when I was living in Hamburg, we sometimes had 280 days of rain per year, and that's a little too much for me. Although I don't get bored indoors, I want to be outside. Let's have a hot cacao, and I will continue with my little knitting process. I have my yarn here because I really want to learn how to knit. I can sew a little bit. I also want to knit because when I'm traveling so much, it's so much more convenient if you have just your needles and your yarn with you, and you can do it in the airplane or on the train, on the bus, and you don't have to carry around your sewing machine. So let's see how long it takes me to understand this concept of knitting, and then how long it takes me to make a scarf out of that. So finally I decided it was time to get back on skis after 15 years. And since everyone always says you never really forget how to ski once you've learned it, I felt pretty confident, maybe a little too much, and took the lift straight to the top of the mountain. And my muscle memory wasn't quite there at first, but eventually remembered that we have done this before. And honestly, that feeling up there, especially the fresh air and the sound around you, is just amazing. And in the afternoon, my favorite part was letting the chickens out in the garden and hanging around with them as they needed a chicken sitter to keep an eye out for birds of prey, since some accidents happened a few times before. And how cute it is to get to know their different personalities, to see how they exactly know where to find the next rainworm, and to then also see how they automatically go back in their house when the sun starts to go down. And then another beautiful day in the mountains ended with another beautiful sunset.